ultra-fast response humidity sensors based on polyvinyl chloride graphene oxide nanocomposites for intelligent food packaging. Lines of this presentation include introduction to humidity sensors, aim of the work, experimental work, results and discussions, and final conclusions. Humidity sensor is an electronic device that measures the humidity in its environment and converts its findings into a corresponding electrical signals. Humidity sensors vary widely in size and functionality. Some humidity sensors can be found in handheld devices, while others are integrated into larger embedded systems. Humidity sensors integrated in smart systems such as intelligent food packaging plays a vital role for controlling the food degradability in addition to transfer a message for manufacturer and consumer about the shelf life of the product. In the present study, fabrication of ultra-response humidity sensors based on graphene oxide (BBVC) nanocomposites was investigated with the aim to enhance the affinity between graphene oxide nanosheets and plasticide PVC by adding different ratios of graphene oxide, and thus improving the mechanical, thermal, and humidity sensing properties of the BBVC graphene oxide nanocomposite film, with affordable cost to meet intelligent packaging purposes. Experimental. Different types of materials have been utilized for preparation process. These materials are polyvinyl chloride PVC, TCP, THF, graphene oxide. The fabricated composites were then coded based on the amount of graphene oxide in the plasticide PVC matrix as BBVC graphene oxide 1%, BBVC graphene oxide 3%, and BBVC graphene oxide 6%. Briefly, plasticide PVC was fabricated out by dissolving a suitable amount of PVC in 20 mm of THF with stirring for complete dissolution at 65 degrees C. 50 mg of TCP was added to the solution and kept under stirring for additional 70 minutes to obtain BBVC as shown in this figure. Afterwards, the prepared BBVC graphene oxide sensors with three variables amounts of graphene oxide were used and individually added to the solution. The characterization techniques utilized through this study include XRD, transmission electron microscope, Raman spectroscopy, and finally the output. The product was evaluated against humidity. Results and discussion. XRD. Typical XRD pattern for graphene oxide was shown in the left-hand figure, in which a sharp diffraction peak appeared at about 2 theta equal 11.40 degree. When incorporating graphene oxide with PBVC, the characteristic diffraction peak that related to the basal plane was slightly shifted to 10 degree approximately when compared to pure graphene oxide. This shift is an evidences that the polymer chains were embedded between graphene oxide layers and slowing the interlayer spacing, thereby leading to the formation of intercalated nanocomposites. Transmission electron microscope. It was clear from transmission electron microscope images that crowding was highest in case of sensors that contained 6% of graphene oxide, while that contained 3% was exhibited the best amount in terms of enough amounts that have high surface area with no crowding that might be deteriorated the efficiency of humidity absorption and sensitivity. This figure shows the hysteresis curve during the absorption and desorption processes for both BBVC graphene oxide 1% and BBVC graphene oxide 3% sensors at 1001 kHz respectively. During the absorption process, the response of the sensor increases with the increase of RH, while during the dissociation process, the response decreases with decrease of RH for both sensors. It is well known that the desorption of water molecule is difficult than absorption, which in turn will result in hysteresis. The response and recovery times of the humidity sensors of BBVC graphene oxide 1% and BBVC graphene oxide 3% are shown in these two figures. The response and recovery times have been calculated to be 44 seconds and 52 seconds for BBVC graphene oxide 1% sensors. On the other hand, the response and recovery times are 4 seconds and 6 seconds for BBVC graphene oxide 3% sensors. Thanks for attention.